Bonjour. Today we'll take up the imperative mood. Now, what is the imperative mood? The imperative mood is nothing but an order, a command, or a request. It is something which refers to an order, a command, or a request, and it is formed in the present tense with the subject pronouns tu, nu, and vu only. So, the imperative mood is nothing but the present tense with tu, nu, and vu. The subject pronouns, that is tu, nu, and vu, these three subject pronouns are dropped. That means they are not written for the imperative mood. And moreover, the final s of er verbs, when conjugated with tu, that is also dropped. So the final s of er verbs when conjugated with tu is dropped, and the subject pronouns tu, nu, and vu are also dropped. So the imperative is nothing but the present tense conjugated only with tu, nu, and vu. Now let us see a few examples. First, I have given you the present tense of the verb donne. Donne means to give, and I have conjugated the verb donne in the present tense. I think all of you would have already learnt the present tense of er verb. So you see donne conjugated there in the present tense. Je donne, tu donnes, il ou elle donne, nous donnons, vous donnez, and il ou elle donne. Okay. If you observe here, the verb forms of tu, nu, and vu I have written in red. These verb forms will be taken out to form the imperative mood. So if you look very carefully at the imperative mood of donne, you have donne, which is the tu form. I told you for er verbs we remove the final s for the imperative. So donne is taken out. Donnons, dono, that is also taken out. And the other one which is in red is the vu form, donnez. If you observe carefully the imperative mood of donne, I have not written the subject pronoun before it. So subject pronouns are not written in imperative moods. So only the verb form will be written with an exclamatory mark at the end. So don, because I've removed the final s, it's an er verb. Dono, as it is, and donne, donez. So this means give, let us give, you give, or again it means give. So this is the imperative mood of the verb donne. Now let's move on to an ir verb. If you look at an ir verb, finir. I have taken the regular ir verb finir. If you go back to your present tense, you will know its conjugation. You can see it on the board here. And the tu, nu, and vu form is written in red, which I have taken out as it is. Now finir is an ir verb, so therefore we do not omit the s. We just write it as it is. We remove only the subject pronouns and we write the verb form as it is. So finis, finissons, finissez. Fini, finisson, and finissez, which means finish, let us finish, or you finish, or again it means finish. Okay. Let's move on to an RE verb. An RE verb, I've taken the regular verb vendre. It is the shortest of all the RE verbs, regular RE verbs. You can see the present tense of the verb vendre. It's conjugated for you. Je vende, tu vendes, il ou elle vende, nous vendons, vous vendez, il ou elle vende. I think by now you should know the present tense of all these ER, IR, and RE verbs. And if you observe the tu, nu, and vu form, I've written in red, which I have taken out to form the imperative mood of the verb vendre. So vends with an exclamatory mark at the end, vendons with an exclamatory mark, and vendez with an exclamatory mark. This is the imperative mood of the verb vendre. It means sell, let us sell, or you sell. Okay. Now, having known the imperative form of the regular verbs, there are three verbs which are irregular. The first is the verb être. Irregular verbs in the imperative mood. Être, you must learn this by heart. Être is soy, soyons, and soyez. And avoir is ayons, and ayez. And savoir is sache, sachons, and sachez. So, SOIS, SOYONS, SOYEZ. These are not the regular present tense conjugations. These verbs are irregular. Only these three verbs are irregular, and also vouloir is irregular, but vouloir is not in your portion. So we are not doing vulva. So etra, S-O-I-S, S-O-Y-O-N-S, S-O-Y-E-Z, avva, A-I-E, A-Y-O-N-S, A-Y-E-Z, savva, S-A-C-H-E, S-A-C-H-O-N-S, S-A-C-H-E-Z. These three verbs you need to learn by heart. All the other verbs, if you know the present tense, you will be able to do the imperative mood, because the imperative mood is nothing but the present tense formed with you, nu and vu. Subject pronouns are dropped. The final S of ER verbs when conjugated with TU is also dropped. I hope you would have understood the imperative mood by this. Merci.